Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. In this video, I'm going to react to 10 more things that are banned in the US. Now, this should be interesting. I reacted to part 1 of this video way too long ago, and some of the things on that list really surprised me, like the Kinder Surprise, the Kinder Egg. I just, it's crazy that a chocolate egg with a small toy that's in a capsule is banned, or at least the version that we get here in the UK is banned in the US, because it seems fairly simple. You crack open the egg, clearly the plastic thing isn't to be eaten, but then it makes sense because there are some kids who may think that the shell is also edible. It's obviously a choking hazard. So it's always fun to see, how the different rules and regulations of certain countries, prohibit certain things from being sold to the public in those countries. It's always really interesting. So this video, I know it's going to be really fun, really interesting to watch. Let's do it.
America, land of the free and banner of many things. The United States of America is known for freedom and selection. In fact, go into any grocery store and see just how many flavors of Oreo they have. It's a magical place. However, there are many things that are banned from the country, and some of them are things that you wouldn't expect that you thought would be readily available but actually aren't allowed in the country. Here are 10 things that are banned in America, Part 2.
Let's go.
Number 10 are toys containing phthalates.
That's like a plastic, isn't it? I think.
One of the most recent bans by the United States Consumer Product Safety Commission are phthalates in kids' toys and child care products. Phthalates are the various salts and esters used to make plastics and vinyl softer and bendable, and found in just about everything made in China, which is just about everything. Now, while it's fine in theory for products meant for adults, the chemical is incredibly toxic.
Did you see the blurred out toys?
For children, and can cause hormone and fertility disruption, and has even been connected to obesity, asthma, neurological and cardiovascular issues, and even cancer. But the US government may go even farther than that and ban phthalates outright, especially in cosmetic products, because they can do potential damage in unborn children. So get them while you can, I guess. Number 9.
To be honest, that makes sense, and I hope that they're also banned here. Because if they're known to cause these issues, and it was a lot of issues, why would you let them be sold here,
Are unpasteurized dairy products. Europeans will tell you that unpasteurized milk, cheese, and creams are the only civilized way to consume dairy.
Nope, pasteurization all the way. I don't want to drink pus in my milk.
Compare that to the ironclad American laws stating that commercial dairy products must be heated to 72 degrees Celsius or aged at least 60 days to destroy all pathogens. In other words, stinky old cheese. The FDA keeps Americans safe from the unpasteurized dairy coming out of factory farms with poor sanitation, fermentation, temperature control, and or sick animals. Ain't nobody want to drink milk from a sick cow. Now, some argue that the FDA goes too far because not only does the richer flavor of raw milk products get compromised, but it also kills the good gut bacteria that helps combat obesity and depression. Fun fact, pasteurization was invented by a Frenchman named Louis Pasteur, who created the pasteurization process over 150 years ago that makes our dairy so safe and flavorless. So don't go putting your mouth on no cow udder, because the government ain't gonna like that. You gonna get in trouble.
It just makes sense to me that, you drink pasteurized milk, or at least me, because it's, if you know that there's a risk of pathogens and all kinds of bacteria, like I've seen stories of people, discovering pus in milk.
Number 8 are shark fins. Chinese wedding banquets in the United States will never be the same after Congress introduced the Shark Fin Trade Elimination Act in 2016, banning its sale and importation.
Absolutely.
Shark fin soup is a Chinese delicacy that its proponents claim increases the male libido and extends human lifespans. But the means to acquire
so
the fin,
cruel.
which is made of pure cartilage
God.
and basically has no nutritional value, is destructive, wasteful,
Because the shark can't swim without it, can it?
and some argue immoral, because the sharks that are caught have their fins viciously removed and then thrown back into the water to die. Similar to the way that rhinos and elephants are killed for their ivory, 73 million sharks a year are
God.
killed for their fins.
Oh
But
my
in spite of
God.
the ban, shark fins continue to find their way onto American dinner plates because of the lack of oversight and deep-pocketed diners willing to pay extra for the illegal meal. People, there's lots of options out there. You don't need to go kill a shark and eat its fin. That's kind of nasty. Besides, what did Bruce the shark do to you? Fish are friends, not food.
I mean, dude, if you're trying to boost your libido, get Viagra. Like, why do you need... Why? It seems so cruel, doesn't it? You know, to kill a shark for something that isn't scientifically proven to even do the thing you want it to do.
Number 7 are antibacterial soaps. What? Yeah, you didn't know this one. On September 2nd, 2016, the FDA washed their hands of 19 of the most common additives found in commercially available antibacterial soaps. These chemicals are banned because their health benefits are unproven. In addition, they cause severe environmental damage to organisms like algae that are essential for healthy ecosystems. Furthermore, the continued overuse of the most commonly used chemical triclosan, created in 1970, are causing antimicrobial resistant mutations that can render other doctor-prescribed antibiotics ineffectual. So in other words, all those people that are germaphobes that are constantly going, "Oh, I gotta clean my hands, germs," are actually a threat to public health. Studies have shown that washing your hands with regular soap and water has a near identical effective bacteria reduction rate of 82%, as with antibacterial soaps, without all the unnecessary risks.
Interesting.
So next time you see somebody pop one of those open ready to spill it, just slap it out of their hands. Just kidding, that would be assault. Don't go to jail. Number 6 is the Toyota Hilux.
What? Why?
The most popular pickup truck in the world is not the Ford F-150, a Chevy Silverado, or a Dodge Ram. It's actually the Toyota Hilux.
No way.
That vehicle can be found almost anywhere in the world but the United States. The reason that the Hilux is banned is what's known as the chicken tax, started back in the 1960s when European markets slapped a 25% tariff on all US poultry imports, which were...
So I'm guessing it's a retaliatory thing from the US. There's a heavy tax, I'm guessing, on importing the Hilux.
Dirt cheap and a threat to domestic farmers. So the United States reciprocated with its own 25% tariff on imports of brandy, potato starch, dextrin, and light trucks. So while Americans can buy some Toyota and Nissan trucks made in the United States, no Hilux for you. Number 5 are hoverboards.
To be honest, those things are pretty dangerous.
While these auto-balancing scooters didn't technically hover, these two-wheeled contraptions were ubiquitous at schools, malls, and basically Justin Bieber house parties. Sure, they were kind of obnoxious and hard to control, resulting in slow-motion crashes, and would often spontaneously combust and thus were banned on airplanes, but that's not why they were banned in America. The Segway company filed a complaint with the United States International Trade Commission that the Chinese manufacturers of so-called hoverboards ripped off their patents and copyrights. Yeah, how dare Chinese manufacturers infringe on the Segway's patent of dumbest product on wheels ever? How dare they?
I heard that the inventor of the Segway actually segwayed off a cliff, and that's how he died. Isn't that terrible?
4 is Beluga Caviar. Beluga is kind of like the Cuban cigar of the caviar world. It's the best tasting and rarest of fish eggs. That's especially true now that it was declared illegal to import commercially or even to bring into the United States for personal consumption as of September 2005. The reason for the ban is not a communist embargo, but the concerns of the environmental impact of overfishing of beluga sturgeon that has led to a near extinction of them in the Caspian Sea. While some purist chefs balk at the ban, there are many environmental activists that believe that the ban doesn't go far enough and that it should be adopted worldwide. Caspian countries, including Russia and Kazakhstan, are allowing beluga stocks to rebound, and ethical chefs are switching to more sustainable fish roe. I think a good way to sustain these fish is just to recognize that fish eggs are nasty.
To be honest, doesn't it seem a bit barbaric to kill a fish for its eggs, you know, and then you eat the eggs? I don't know, like maybe I shouldn't judge, because maybe there's certain things I eat, like meat. You know, there's probably vegetarians who probably think, you know, I'm disgusting for eating meat. But I don't know, to eat something's eggs seems a bit, I don't know. Like, what do you guys think?
Number 3 are Cuban cigars. Cigar aficionados hold Cubans above all others for the quality, but part of their appeal is their illegality. The US and Cuba have been at odds since 1959, when Fidel Castro's revolution swept through the island, confiscated private property, and almost allowed the Soviets to install missile bases. So in wake of the Cuban Missile Crisis, near nuclear annihilation, and various attempts to assassinate Castro, including with poisoned cigars, President John F. Kennedy established a trade embargo against Cuba in February of 1962. Now, the ban was partially lifted by President Obama back in 2016 when he relaxed travel restrictions to Cuba, although it's limited to $100 of Cuban cigars or rum per person. However, commercial imports are still banned, and President Trump's reversal of Obama's Cuba rules may bring the cigar ban back. So I'm not saying smoke, it's bad for you, but if you do, and you're of age, you may want to stock up, because things are about to get crazy.
Why is why was the ban brought back? You know, I just don't get it. Like, was it something that Cuba did in 2018 or 17 that the US didn't like? Why was that why did that happen?
Number 2 are bath salts. Yeah, you remember bath salts, just people turning into zombies and stuff on the streets. There was once a time in America when you could go to your local gas station and purchase yourself some mind-bending narcotics without an ID. And bath salts were all the rage, causing delusions, heart irregularities, panic attacks, insomnia, and psychosis. You may have heard of Miami cannibal Rudy Eugene, who was shot to death by police while eating the face of a homeless man assumed to be high on bath salts, but later proved to be high on regular old marijuana. So in July of 2012, President Obama signed a law banning synthetic drugs like bath salts, fake marijuana, and other weird drugs that caused overdoses, violence, and death. Yes, this law makes sense. Yes, very good. But before the blanket ban, manufacturers would get around local laws targeting their product by changing up the chemical formula to create the same effects, but often with some unexpected side effects. This new stuff is supposed to be good. Oh yeah, who's ready to go? I'm gonna eat some faces. And number 1 is Four Loco.
A soda?
Yeah, the Four Loco that you know today is not the same one that was first made. Four Loco was essentially carbonated bath salts in a can with dangerously high levels of alcohol and caffeine.
12%.
When it was sold at US liquor stores between 2005 and 2014. A 24-ounce can of Four Loco sold for only $3, which was marketed to college students, and those who consumed more than 2 cans had a tendency to black out and wake up naked in strangers' kitchens with tattoos on their chest or in a jail cell. The beverage company Fusion avoided an outright ban by changing the Four Loco recipe to lower caffeine levels, rendering the drink safe for human consumption, creating a black market for the original recipe for Four Loco. So you can buy the new stuff, but the original is outright banned because it was considered liquid crack. Let's just go there. So those were 10 things banned in America, part 2.
To be honest, a lot of the things on that list I completely agree with. You know, the whole shark fin soup thing just seems really, I'm against it. Just to kill an animal for a small part of its body, and then you dump that animal back in the water, knowing that it's not going to survive, so it's just going to rot and decompose. It just, I don't know, I feel it's cruel. And that Four Loco drink, it does seem pretty crazy. Although, you know, you could argue what kind of separates Four Loco from, actually no, I was gonna say a standard beer, but a beer is, you know, what, 4 or 5% alcohol, whereas Four Loco was 12%. And it had caffeine in there, so yeah, it's a bit extreme. I'm thinking what else? The phthalates, those plastic things that are known to cause all those illnesses. Another thing I completely agree with. It's just, I'm gonna do some Googling, and I hope that the UK FDA has banned it too, because if we know it causes potentially cancer and things like that, why would you allow it to be sold here? Really interesting list. For me, majority of them I agree with. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.